Hello, and welcome back to the Back 9. In this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the new Cobra Speedzone Irons. I hope you enjoy this review. Please subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and smash that notification bell so you'll be made aware when my next episode goes up. As always, if you wish to leave a comment below, that would be terrific. I will read them all and get back to you as soon as I can. The set I used for this demo was made up of a 5-iron through gap wedge. They had KBS Tour 90 steel shafts in them in regular flex. I played with this set for a good 2.5 weeks, and I had a long session on TrackMan with them. These irons are on the large size. They have a pretty chunky sole, and they're really strong lofted. They have a medallion on the back which Cobra calls a co-mold medallion, which they claim will help with sound and feel. The face they call a forged PowerShell face, and it has a deep undercut. They claim that this will help with feel and launch. The 7, 6, and 5 iron on these has a medium thick top line, but it's filled with carbon fiber. It looks a little different, but they claim with the weight savings, they can lower the CG on these. No matter what the marketing material says about these, they are extremely easy to launch, especially for such a low lofted set of irons. They are very forgiving, not only on distance, but on dispersion as well. And you know what? They're really long. And surprisingly, they don't sound and feel too bad for a club of this type. Now, Cobra did a really good job with matching these irons with their stock shafts. Both graphite and steel are high to mid-high launching, which is important for such strong lofted irons. Most club fitters I know and reviewers on YouTube agree that the best way to test out any golf equipment is on the golf course. This includes a driver all the way down to a putter. In general, these indoor systems like TrackMan are usually off, and they're usually on the short side. I can tell you from my own experience that when I hit my P798 iron on the course, I can count on about 150 yards, give or take a few yards. Every time I hit that club in an indoor environment, it always shows 10 to 12 yards shorter. Now, don't get me wrong. I think these indoor systems are important when it comes to fittings. You can take an iron head or a driver head and put all different types of shafts in them, and you can see how the different shafts will affect your launch, your spin rate, your carry, and your dispersion, as well as golf balls. I actually had a golf ball fitting, and I found a couple good balls which helped me with spin because I need more spin because I'm a slow swinger. So I was able to narrow it down just from getting a golf ball fitting. Let's talk about my time with the Speedzone irons. First, I did not expect to like these irons. I tend to not like large, chunky, oversized irons. If I can see the back of the iron at address, this is usually a non-starter for me. So, in summary, the Cobra Speedzone irons were everything I don't like about an iron. I strongly believe that golf is not only physical, but visual. I know I have to like the way a club looks at address. It's very important to me. I really enjoyed my time with these Cobra irons. They are some of the easiest irons I've ever hit. So much so that they may change the type of iron I like and play. For such strong lofted irons, they have no problem launching the ball. And they're as forgiving as it gets on dispersion and distance. Don't ask me how, but they also tend to stop on the greens. I didn't see any backspin, but there were no major rollouts. I found these clubs to be a full club longer or more than any clubs I've tried in a long time. So I did hit these on TrackMan, and I want to share some data with you. I first hit the pitching wedge. My club head speed averaged at 76 miles per hour. My launch averaged at 28.2, and my spin averaged at 7,200 RPMs. Average carry was 124 yards with a total of 146 yards. This is long for me with a pitching wedge, even on TrackMan. I also hit the 7-iron in there. My club head speed averaged at 78 miles per hour. My launch averaged at 18.8 and the peak height averaged at 64. The spin was a little bit on the low side at 3890 RPMs, but after seeing the launch and carry, it really wasn't a factor. My total carry averaged at 168 yards, and total for the shots averaged at 177.5. On course, I was getting at least 10 yards longer than on all the testing on TrackMan. I highly recommend anyone looking for irons and want more distance, easy launching, and extremely forgiving to give these Cobras a try. Hitting these almost felt like cheating, so much so they might find their way in my bag. Why not? If they're this easy to hit, it may make the game that much funner. I hope you enjoyed watching this reviews, and I hope I convinced a couple of you to at least give these a try. They're really fun to play with. I want to end, as always, with hit 'em straight.